Welcome back. My name is Taylor Wilhite.
And I'm Emma Seville.
This is your Tuesday evening, good evening KU.
So this past weekend was Halloween. Did you do anything fun?
I did. I actually went home for the weekend. Haven't been home in a couple of months. Got to see my parents, have some little downtime, and then came back to Lawrence for Halloween, have some fun with my friend, and put on some costumes, and then hit the streets of Lawrence, although it was very quiet. Not much happening on Mass Street.
Interesting. What did you dress up as?
I dressed up as a video game character from the game Resident Evil Village. One of the daughters, Cassandra Dimitrescu. I'm probably butchering that name, but she was like a vampire sort of gothy girl, and I was like, I want to be this person.
Awesome. Nice. So for Halloween, I got to hang out with some friends all weekend, which was super fun. So like a few of my friends, we got to hang out together and we took some pictures. I went with my roommates most of the time. They dressed as like a baseball player, and one was a gladiator, like princess type deal, which is kind of neat. And then I dressed as Velma from Scooby-Doo, which I definitely picked the wrong year to pick a Scooby-Doo character, because I definitely saw at least 30 to 40 different characters.
I mean, I feel like every year that's a very popular costume theme to go with, at least a lot of, I know like a lot of families like to do that, because then you got literally anybody can be any member of the Scooby-Doo gang.
That's fair. I just kind of just picked Velma because I was like, I got the glasses and short hair. It's perfect, but you know, just happened to be like every other person with short hair and glasses, but that's okay. Christy, she met up with some friends and had some fun nights. She got to dress up as a pirate, and her friend was Wonder Woman, which was super fun.
Oh yeah, they look super cute in those costumes.
For sure.
Who do we else have next? Oh yeah, we have who's next? We had Yasmin, who went to a friend's house and took pics and dressed as McLovin from Superbad.
Such a good costume and such a good idea.
Hilarious
I love it.
Movie.
It is so good. I love it so much. And then Alex, she dressed up as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz with her cat named Tutu, because get it? It sounds like Toto. Super, super cute.
Oh, that is so cute. I wish I could do that with my cat, but my cat is like 20 pounds.
Understandable. Mm-hmm. Also, tomorrow is our first home game for basketball. How exciting is that?
It is. You know, it's good to be back in action, get into sports. I mean, I know we still had basketball last year, but just kind of wasn't the same with COVID and everything. But
for
definitely,
sure,
I think a lot of us are really excited for this game. And I will say it's going to be a little bit of a chillier one. Temperatures are definitely a little bit below average. Definitely. So y'all are going to be going out there wanting to wear your coats, or tune in my forecast later, and I'll give you more details about tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah. And like being a freshman, I'm kind of excited to learn like all of like the traditions, because I've heard there's a lot, but I don't know very much about it, especially like the confetti with the newspapers.
Yes. Although, I mean, I am a senior, although I've actually never been to a KU basketball game, but there is a lot of traditions. I do know, the ripping of the newspapers is definitely one of the most popular ones, and I've been seeing a lot of articles, you know, how the University of Daly, Kansas is taking out those mailboxes out on campus, and so, but they're still going to supply people with the newspapers for the games, though.
That is so cool. We actually have a how-to video of how to make the confetti for basketball games.
How to make a KU confetti cone. Step 1. Get ready for some KU basketball and grab the University Daily Kansan. Step 2. Head to Allen Fieldhouse and prepare to make the confetti cone. Step 3. Fold the paper hot dog style and slide a corner to the middle of the page. Step 4. Roll one side to the other side to form your cone. Step 5. Rip the leftover paper into long strands, then proceed to tear into smaller pieces. Step 6. Drop the torn pieces into the cone. Now enjoy your confetti cone at the game. Rock Chalk.
Go.
So speaking of basketball, did you hear about Jalen Wilson?
I did not.
So sophomore Jalen Wilson, who is on the men's basketball team, got caught with a DUI over the weekend, and coach self-announced his suspension today.
Oh no, that's not good. Especially since, again, we're opening up tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
We're going to suspend him tomorrow's game, exhibition game. We're going to suspend him the first 3 games of the regular season.
and he will also serve community hours during his suspension and do some community service. So that's what we have decided, and certainly think that's fair, and certainly hate to have to do it at all, but the decision he made was obviously very poor. He's owned it. He's acted like a man, and he's determined to spin it into a positive over time in some way, shape, or form. And I know he'll work hard to do that. So that's what's going to happen with Jalen.
So on a more fun note, the weather. It has gotten so much colder recently.
Yeah, we're definitely experiencing a very below average week temperature-wise, although I'm saying looking ahead, we're going to get a little bit, we'll get back to normal in a little bit, but it's definitely been a little bit chillier one, especially yesterday. There was a little bit of a wind chill.
Yeah.
Felt like 30 degrees out there, a little nippy.
Yeah, it was a little rough, especially with like a couple of like rain showers here and there.
Yeah,
That was not fun walking
There was
home
actually
in.
a couple of snowflakes reported in Kansas City, so.
Why couldn't that have been here?
Well, it could have been. Maybe
Yeah.
it probably was very hard to see, but it's just another thing to get us prepared for the upcoming winter season.
That is fair. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer for the football game this weekend, which will be exciting to go to, especially if it's cold.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be cold. We're going to get a little bit on the warmer side.
Awesome. So that's all we have for this week, or for this section. After the break, we'll have the news with Alex and Abdul.
No one takes drugs expecting to become addicted. You should know that addiction can happen to anyone because it's a disease of the brain. That also means recovery is possible. Addiction doesn't have to be permanent, and the state of Kansas is ready to assist you in every step of the way. Visit findtreatment.gov or call the Kansas Substance Abuse Referral Line at 866-645-8216.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Welcome back, I'm Abdullah.
And I'm Alex. This is your Tuesday Good Evening KU News Update. School districts across the country are suffering from a shortage of employees, including teachers. Locally, the Lawrence School District has seen a rise in the number of teachers leaving their jobs in the middle of the year. Spokeswoman Julie Boyle told the Lawrence Journal-World that the district has seen the number of resignations increase since the pandemic began.
Current students might not be used to seeing the University of Daily Kansas in its print format, but for many KU graduates, it was a daily ritual to pick up the newspaper on the way to class. But now that the UDK has moved to an online-first format, there is no need for the blue distribution boxes that are scattered across campus. The boxes are now scheduled to be removed beginning this week.
The United States Supreme Court will hear oral arguments for the Texas abortion law that was put in place on September 1st. Judges will be looking at the unusual way in which Texas chose to enforce this law and isn't focusing on revoking the law. Under this law, private citizens can report anyone who is suspected of breaking the law and can be rewarded up to $10,000 for turning others in.
The Oxford Dictionary has declared the word vax as its 2021 word of the year. Vax was used 72 times more frequently than it was last year. So whether we are saying anti-vaxxed, vaxxed, or double vaxxed, the word has found its way into our vocabulary more than ever before.
In sports, both the football and soccer teams lost this weekend, while the volleyball team split with Oklahoma and the men's and women's cross-country teams placed 5th and 6th respectively. Both the men and women's basketball teams played control scrimmages on Saturday, and the men's season will get underway on Wednesday night with an exhibition game against Emporia State.
The volleyball team split with Oklahoma last weekend to run their record to 12-9. The Jayhawks will play 2 games at the West Virginia before hosting TCU for 2. The regular season will end with 2 more on the road at K-State before Selection Sunday for the NCAA tournament.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. After the break, Halen will be here to tell us how cold it's going to get this week, especially for tomorrow night's basketball game.
Good evening, Jayhawks. My name is Taylor Woolhite here with your weather forecast for this evening. So a couple of things I'm going to be talking about today. We've got cool but gradual warming up going on for this weekend, although looking to stay relatively on the drier side for the rest of this week, and going to be taking a little gander at if we're going to be seeing the possibility of some rain and snow making its way into the forecast next week. But we're going to focus on, or at least I want to bring up, just because we're going to be talking about the potential snowfall possibly next week. We did actually see snow in parts of Nebraska. These are some cameras that showed late Monday night quite a bit of snowfall for the state. And actually, here are some of the totals that were picked up. About 6 to 7 inches for some areas, 7.5 inches recorded in Sutherland, and 7 inches in Lemoyne, Nebraska. Quite a lot for the at least the beginning, not even quite even in winter yet. So definitely kind of a surprise snow there. But so far, don't have to worry about any snow for right now or for the next several days. As right now, we're only been dealing with mostly cloudy conditions, seeing a little bit more clouds making their way into the forecast, as we're seeing a little bit of some development to our southwest, but not looking to see any kind of rain chances for tonight. But temperatures so far on a little bit on that cooler side, still feeling a little bit below average, with temperatures still in those upper 40s and lower 50s. 48 degrees in Lawrence, 49 degrees in Topeka, and 50 degrees down in Ottawa, Kansas. And dew points are extremely dry, so don't feel any kind of that humidity or mugginess out there. And if we did, it would feel a little bit more on that colder side. But so far, still relatively mild out there. And overall, as I mentioned before, we are still watching for this little bit of rain development to our southwest, and that's why we're seeing a little bit of that influx of clouds moving into the area. But overall, still not seeing too much happening weather-wise. Again, most of the weather we're currently seeing is situated in southwestern Kansas and western Kansas as well, and even parts of the northeast seeing a little bit of rainfall. Or at least that was the system we saw yesterday. We saw quite a little bit of rain hanging around in the area, and pretty cool temperatures as well, but still seeing quite a bit of cloud cover, and we're looking to see that cloud cover continue for tonight. But 49 degrees still in Lawrence, Kansas. Cool, mostly cloudy, dew points still relatively dry, and don't have much wind to work with, so still feels relatively mild out there. We did reach our high of 49 degrees today, a low of 31 degrees. Finally broke that freezing point. It's definitely had a little bit of a little bit of frost this morning. We are certainly very below our average, where we should be. 61 degrees is our average, and as you can see, we're not anywhere near that, and we're not going to be staying, at least not getting close to our averages for the next couple of days, but still going to be hanging on to those mid and lower 40s for this evening until about 11 o'clock, when we'll finally break into those upper 30s for tonight. And then we're looking to bottom out at about 31 degrees for tonight. A little bit we are finally again going to be at that freezing point, so frost will probably be a consideration for tonight. If you got plants outside, definitely want to bring them inside, or at least put a blanket on top of them. So definitely a little bit on the chillier side. If you're going to be out and about, definitely want to wear that heavier coat as before. It's going to be freezing out there. And tomorrow, still on that cooler side, temperatures at a high of 49 degrees, although mostly sunny. Those clouds will finally move out of our area, and we'll finally see a little bit more of that sunshine. And good, we continue to see that sunshine stick around for the rest of this week and even in the weekend as well. And going into next week, still not seeing a whole lot happening weather-wise, but going to be continuing to watch closely this low pressure system that may possibly bring in a few rain showers by next Wednesday into Thursday as well. We'll continue to watch this futurecast model, and also going to be watching closely that 540 thick bar that's actually going to help us, that shows the indication of that freezing point. And as you see, those blue lines, that's where we're going to be below freezing, and could see the potential possibility of seeing a few flakes trying to make it in the forecast. But so far, it's still about a week a ways out, so we're just going to keep a close eye on that. And still, temperature trends are still going to be on that slightly warmer, at least slightly above average side going into next week, and also a little bit on that drier side still for the next 6 to 10 days. And here's what 7 days forecast is going to clearly show us, that temperature is hanging out, at least getting a little bit more on the warmer side. And by Saturday, KU versus K-State football game, going to be a relatively nice one. Temperatures at a high of 64 degrees, and we'll continue to climb back up into those mid to upper 60s by Tuesday. Still plenty of sunshine to work with. And I will say Sunday, daylight savings time is ending, so be sure to remember to set your clocks back by 1 hour on Sunday. Get an extra hour's sleep, which is always nice, but definitely be sure to remember to do that. That is all I have for this weather forecast. Thanks for tuning in to Good Evening KU tonight. We will be back next week. Have a good evening and stay safe, Jayhawks.